doubt that the panicking regime of Emerson and also Mnangagwa has implemented a full-scale war against the anti-2030 supporters, as well as also leaders in Zimbabwe. I think it did not start today with the arrest of Job Sikhala, but this has been an ongoing initiative. By the way, the rumors are beginning to come out. Job Sikhala was actually warned that he is being followed by the members of the Central Intelligence Organization. But guess what? As I indicated in about 2 live broadcasts, that these CIO operatives, they are not working in isolation. They are working with some of the people who pretend to be anti-2030 whilst extending the message to the enemy, especially regarding activists. That is why at this moment all activists must be very, very careful, especially with regards to who they are associating with. Don't just open up to people you don't know. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So I don't need anyone to actually present evidence of what transpired to Job Sikhala. I don't need camera footage or whatsoever. As a human being, I know Job Sikhala with explosives. These are two different worlds apart. Job Sikhala cannot do that. He is actually a man who is one of the men who are actually fighting for the freedom of Zimbabwe, who are not compromised. Is none other than Job Sikhala. He is a tried and tested leader within the opposition. I cannot say so about many of these other opposition leaders, but with Job Sikhala, I can attest to you. And he is one of the politicians that has to be protected. Because this is the man who is in it with his whole heart. You can even see when he is speaking, when he is doing things. Unfortunately, the regime also understands that. So, in simple terms, within 1 minute, I can attest to you that this arrest of I'm not Blessed Geza, but rather this arrest of Job Sikhala, it has CIO in it. Look at, even people should be very, very careful. There are certain individuals of which at the moment I need to do my investigations. There are certain individuals who pretend to be supporting Blessed Geza and anti-2030 who are not in it. Look at people who have been arrested so far. Traore was arrested. I think it is because of trusting these wrong people, and they end up luring him to actually be trapped by the regime. Nyoka Emapunu, the same approach was actually done, and now they're targeting. Job Sikhala. It is not only Job Sikhala who is targeted. I've said all anti-2030 activists, especially they know the real anti-20 activists. They know because they know those who are faking it, whom they are working with them. You see them especially by lying. They lie a lot. They report, some of them, lies. They can actually lie without second guessing it. They are heartless when it comes to lying. So that, what is the purpose of them lying? So that when we speak to people, people would say, people will end up not actually. Remember, information is also part of fighting a war. Information dissemination is also part of fighting a war. And it is that is why ZANU-PF has remained with ZBC for the longest period of time. They are trying to control information. That is the sole reason. So definitely, Job Sikhala, without second guessing it, he was actually trapped, and he was trapped by the CIO, and they used the people whom Job Sikhala trusted, and they had to make it a point. So you know, this government of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is a ruthless government, and I think South African government should actually be worried, especially if it is not working in cahoots with ZANU-PF, of which as much as they may be, but they may not be, I mean, deep into working with ZANU-PF, but there is evidence. In fact, they have confessed that ZANU-PF are their allies. Unless if those explosives maybe can be located within government officials in South Africa. But if these explosives entered the borders of South Africa and were planted by the members of the Central Intelligence Organization, these are the explosives that are used to bomb ATM. Now, let me try to put together this. Now we've seen ATMs being bombed by these explosives. And these explosives, by virtue of being placed at Job Sikhala's car, we know they were placed by the members of the Central Intelligence Organization. And you know what is coming in my head now is that South Africa should relook especially into bombings of ATM. It can be linked to also ZANU-PF. If we agree that they planted the explosives, the ATMs that are bombed in South Africa, that can be the work of CIO or operatives from Zimbabwe. There is absolutely high probability if they can cross with the same borders from Zimbabwe to South Africa to go and plant such devices to the car of Job Sikhala. Remember, by the way, this is the government that is broke. They need foreign currency. They need to survive. We have seen in terms of gold, they kill people to get, that is blood money that is obtained in mining the gold. So also there is high probability that also bombings of ATM, it is linked. Because these explosives, if really we are okay, and I'm 100% okay that they were planted by CIOs, of which I strongly believe that is actually what is happening. They may be responsible for ATM bombings that are taking place across South Africa. One day, this truth will eventually come out, because these are the same devices that are used to bomb ATMs that were found. So in simple terms, they wanted to pin Job Sikhala to these ATM bombings that we have seen taking place in South Africa through explosives. And if it's them who did so, then it is them also who are busy bombing ATMs in South Africa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or you become the very first one to watch us. So is signing off. Let me love.